Welcome to this deep dive. We're focusing today on a really critical moment found in 1 Samuel chapter 8.
Right. It's a fascinating point in Israel's history.
Uh,
The setup is Samuel, the prophet and judge everyone crusted. He's getting old now.
Yeah, and the problem is his sons, Joel and Abijah, they were judges down in Beersheba, but, well, they weren't like him at all.
No, not at all. The source materials are pretty direct. It says they didn't follow his ways. They were after dishonest money, took bribes, twisted justice. It's not a good picture.
Definitely not. And this context, this corruption, it leads directly to the next big event.
Exactly. The elders of Israel, they see what's happening with the sons, and they go to Samuel.
And they don't mince words, do they?
Not really. They basically say, look, you're old, your sons are corrupt, so give us a king to lead us, like all the other nations have.
Just like that. We want what they have. And how does Samuel take it?
Well, the text says he was displeased. You can imagine it felt like a personal rejection, right? So he does what he always does. He takes it to God. He prays.
Okay, and God's response here is really, really insightful.
It really is. God tells Samuel, basically, listen to them, Samuel, but understand, this isn't about you. They haven't rejected you.
Who have they rejected then?
They have rejected me, God says, as their king. Wanting a king like the other nations wasn't just a political change. God frames it as them turning away from his direct leadership.
Wow. And he even links it back, doesn't he? Saying this is kind of a pattern.
Yeah, he points out, this is what they've done since I brought them out of Egypt, forsaking me, serving other gods. So it's put into that long historical context of their relationship with God.
So seeing it as a rejection, you'd think God might just say no.
But he doesn't. This is where it gets interesting. He tells Samuel, okay, listen to them.
There's a but.
A big but.
Yeah.
Warn them solemnly, God says. Let them know exactly what this king they want is going to do, what he'll demand. Give them the choice, but make sure it's an informed one.
So Samuel has to deliver this warning. And it's not generalities, is it? It's specific.
Oh, very specific. Samuel lays out this picture of what life under a king will actually look like, according to God's warning.
Okay, what sort of things?
Well, first off, their sons. The king will take your sons
Okay.
for the military chariots, horses, commanders, even for forced labor, like farming his fields or making his weapons.
So your kids basically become resources for the state. What else?
It hits the home, too. He'll take your daughters, perfumers, cooks, bakers for the royal household.
And property.
Oh, yeah. The best of your fields and vineyards and olive groves. Taken. Given away to his officials.
The best stuff gone. What about harvests?
He'll take a tenth of your grain, your wine. Again, for his officials in attendance.
A tenth, okay. It keeps going.
It does. Your servants, your best cattle, your donkeys, fair game for the king's use.
Yeah.
And another tenth, this time,
Yeah.
of your flocks.
A lot. It sounds like constant taking.
That's the picture painted. Systemic extraction, and then Samuel delivers the bottom line, the ultimate outcome from God.
Which is?
A chilling phrase.
Yeah.
You yourselves will become his slaves.
Slaves. Wow. And there's more, isn't there? Something about crying out.
Yes. The text adds, when that day comes, you will cry out for relief from the king you have chosen. And the response, the Lord will not answer you in that day. The choice has consequences for their divine connection, too.
Okay, so that's the warning. Sons taken, daughters taken, land, tithes, freedom gone, becoming slaves, even divine help cut off, potentially. Pretty heavy stuff.
Extremely heavy. You'd think after hearing that,
They'd pause, reconsider, maybe debate it a bit.
you would think. But the text is stark.
Uh,
But the people refused to listen to Samuel.
They just refused, after all
They refused. They doubled down. They insisted, no, we want a king over us.
Why? What reason did they give after hearing those consequences?
It's revealing. They said, then we will be like all the other nations with a king to lead us and to go out before us and fight our battles.
So it was about fitting in and having a visible military leader that outweighed everything else.
Apparently so. Conformity and earthly power, someone to fight their battles visibly, that was the priority, even against those explicit warnings.
So Samuel reports this back.
He tells the Lord what they said, their final decision.
Yeah.
And despite everything,
God says,
listen to them and give them a king. The request is granted. Samuel sends everyone home.
it's quite a moment. They heard the cost losing so much personally, the slavery, the divine silence, but they chose the king anyway for that sense of belonging and earthly security.
They focus on what the king would do for them externally, not what he would take for them internally.
So thinking about the story from 1 Samuel 8, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does it mean for you today when you're faced with a choice? Maybe one option promises fitting in, looking strong like everyone else, offering some kind of earthly power or security.
Hmm.
But it comes with clear warnings about what it might cost you personally, maybe changing your freedom or altering a relationship with something, perhaps less tangible but more fundamental. It's a dynamic worth thinking about.